Hello everyone, this is Sesi. Welcome to Shrihaan TV. Today we are going to discuss about Selenium FAQs part 2, and this is the continuation of the previous part in this series. So let's start. The first question is how to upload a file in Selenium. So you can upload files in Selenium. You need to set up the Selenium WebDriver for your preference browser, maybe Chrome or Firefox or Internet Explorer or whatever it may be. So we need to use these codes WebDriver driver equal to new Chrome driver command. If it is Firefox driver, or if it is Edge driver, we need to use. So and then we will navigate to the web page. So we will use driver.get command. Suppose if it is google.com, then http google.com we will use, then it will open the google.com, and then we need to use a web element to find the particular element there. If we are searching for a text box, we will go to that, and if you do right click on that view page inspect, then we will get some elements there. So we need to use locators like XPath or CSS selector, whatever it may be. So here we are using XPath. So we're finding the element by using XPath. So this is the syntax for that. You can use / input. This is the relative XPath I'm using. This is the example of the file uploading. And then after this command, we need to use like that web element dot file input dot send keys, and there we need to provide the path that where we need to upload a file. So that path, if you provide, then it will go into that particular location. So this is how we need to upload the files in Selenium. Okay, moving on to the next question. What are the different types of annotations used in Selenium? So there are different annotations we can use in Selenium. So these are kind of specially made Java annotations. Syntactic metadata can be added to the Java source code, which is known as annotation. This is the technical definition. And there are some variables, parameters, packages, methods, and classes can be annotated. These are the JUnit annotations. So and there may be like test, before, after, ignore, before class, after class. We can use all these different types annotations like a test. We can group a group of test cases there, and before any test case or before class we can use. After class we can use after class. If we want to write certain amount of statements, we can use after class. So these are the different annotations we can use. So coming to the next question, what is the JUnit annotation linked to Selenium? So the annotations we talked about earlier, this is a kind of a similar question only. There are at the rate of test, at the rate of before, at the rate of after. This is how we need to annotate, like at the rate of and before class, after class. So when used before a test method, it is mentioned as at the rate of test. If it is before method, at the rate of before we need to use. So we can use for grouping of test cases, and after class if we want to write something, the statements, then we can use these particular annotation. These are flexible methods that we can use in Selenium. So coming to the next question, this is the most popular question in the interviews. Every interviewer will ask this question to check the Selenium knowledge. So what is the difference between get window handles and get window handle? In Selenium, get window handles and get window handler methods used to manage multiple browser windows. So these are the major differences. So this method returns a set of unique identifiers for all the currently open windows or tabs within the browser session. So whatever the windows are opened, it will return that set of identifiers. Each window handle represents a separate browser window. It is useful when you need to switch between multiple windows or perform actions. So if there are multiple windows open, let's say some four windows are opened, then we need to access to the particular windows. Like I want to traverse through first window to second window through third window. So how we need to do that? So using the below code. So window handles set string window handles equal to driver dot get window handles. So we will use this command to get all the window handles, and then we will use the for each loop. There for string handle, we are getting all the window handles open. Suppose there are 4 window handles open, then this handle will get the all the unique identifiers of that window handles. First it will go to the first window, then it will get the unique identifier, and the second window it will get the one more unique identifier, and the third it will get the one more unique identifier. So if all the windows are completed, then it will exit out of the loop, then it will return the different handles available in that window, and we can move it to the using the code we can move to the different windows, and we can access the web pages there, and we can access different login page or any other pages using that. So this is about this get window handles and get window handle. Uh, and one more thing in get window handle, this is the code. Earlier we saw like get window handles, and this is get window handle. This method returns the window handle of the currently focused or active window. So whatever the active window is there, or if there is only one window handle, then we need to use these statements like a string main window handle equal to driver.get window handle. Earlier we used driver.get window handles. Here we are using handle. This is single. And after getting that window handle, we need to switch back to the main window handle. Okay, so we're going to the next question. How do you handle alert? This is also one of the famous question in the interviews. So to handle alerts, we can use alert class provided by the WebDriver. So this is the alert class I'm using. So alert equal to driver dot switch to dot alert. This is the syntax for this alert class, and if we accept the alert, then alert.accept we need to use. If we want to dismiss, we need to use alert.dismiss. If we want to get text, what alert we are getting, so we can use this alert.getText method. And if you want to write something in that alert also, we can use this alert.sendKeys. So alerts are like whenever the pop-ups will come, right? So those are kind of alerts. And the white color boxes we'll get there, we can handle using this automated code by using the alerts classes. Okay, moving on to the next question. How do you launch the web browser using WebDriver? So the following syntax can be used for the launching the web browser. So WebDriver driver equal to new Chrome driver. If it is a Chrome driver, we can use this WebDriver interface, and a Firefox driver. If it is a Firefox browser, then we can use the Firefox driver, and if it is Gecko driver, we need to use. So these are the different commands for that launching web browser. So if we go to the next question, what is the difference between getText and getAttribute methods in Selenium? GetText method returns the visible text of a web element. If there is any text in the text box or somewhere, then it will return the text. There is a get attribute means returns the specific value of a specific attribute of the web element. There are like any text box or the radio button something, so it will get that value if we use get attribute. So these are the major differences between get text and get attribute in Selenium. So this is also a frequently asked question, popular question in the interviews. What are the different types of weights available in WebDriver? So here are the commonly used types of weights. So implicit weight, explicit weight, and the fluent weight. Implicit weights are used to set a default waiting time for the WebDriver to search for an element. It waits for a specified amount of time for the element to appear before throwing an exception. It waits for a specific amount of time before throwing an exception. So before throwing exception, it will wait for some time. So the syntax is like this: driver dot manage timeouts implicitly wait, and if it is 10 seconds, we will use 10 seconds for this. The explicit wait is allows you to specify conditions to wait for before proceeding with the execution of the script. So if some element we want to be visible, clickable, then we can use explicit wait to wait for a certain amount of time till if the specific condition matches, then the wait should stop. So this is the syntax for that explicit wait we can use. So coming to the next weight. So here is a continuation of the previous slide. So fluent weight, and this is one of the weights. Fluent weights are another form of explicit weight. This is also comes under explicit weight that allows you to specify polling intervals and conditions to wait for. Provides more fine-grained control by allowing you to define custom conditions and polling intervals. So this is a rarely used weight. Mostly we will use implicit weight, explicit weight uh, in our projects. This is the syntax for that fluent weight. If you want to check, just pass the screen and check that fluent weight syntax. So moving on to the next slide. How do you handle a frame in WebDriver? We can handle frames in different types of methods, like a switch to dot frame with the frame number, with the frame name, and with the web element. We can switch to that frames using these particular attributes. So this method uses the frame ID as the parameter. The index of frame ID starts from 0. No such frame exception is thrown if the frame is not found. If there is no frame at all, then we'll get some exception like no such frame exception. This is like frame name. We can use the frame name also. This frame name is considered as string and is enclosed in quotes. Here also, if there is a no frame found, then it will throw no such frame exception. And we can use web element also for to switch to that particular frame. Here also, no such frame exception will be thrown if the frame is not found. And if the frame is no longer active, uh, suppose it is hidden somewhere or it is not active, then stale element reference exception will be thrown. So these are the different ways to handle a frame in WebDriver. Moving on to the next question, what are the different types of frameworks? These are the different types of frameworks mostly used, but there are some more frameworks also. So these are the popular testing frameworks along with Selenium, with Java or Python we can use. Data-driven testing framework, keyword-driven testing framework, hybrid testing framework, behavior-driven development framework. These last two are mostly used in the companies now. Behavior-driven development framework is nothing but the Cucumber framework. So here it allows automation of functional validation in an easily readable and understandable format of business analysts, developers, testers, etc. So here everyone will understand, like not only the QS, not only the developers, even the business analysts also can understand. It is Gherkin language they will use, that behavior-driven development. So it is the most easiest framework that everyone can understand. And hybrid framework is like a combination of more than one of the above mentioned frameworks. The best thing about such a setup is that it leverages the benefit of all kinds of associated frameworks. So we can combine multiple frameworks there in hybrid testing framework. And these are very old data-driven and the keyword-driven testing framework also people are using. Yeah. So moving on to the next question. How can we handle Windows-based pop-ups with Selenium? Yeah, Selenium only supports web application testing. It doesn't support the testing of Windows-based applications or mobile applications. So it supports only web application testing. To handle Windows-based pop-ups, third-party intervention is required. Like Auto8, Robot Class are examples of the third-party tools. You use alongside Selenium to handle Windows-based pop-ups. So we need to use separate plugins if you want to use other than the web applications like Windows based or the mobile applications. Mobile applications if you want to use we need to use Appium with that. So we can't handle Windows based pop-ups directly in Selenium. Moving on to the next question, how can we take screenshots in Selenium? This is a popular question again. So we can capture screenshots of Selenium with the help of take screenshot interface. Take screenshot is an interface for capturing the screenshot and holding it in a specific location. Get screenshot as method is used. With the take screenshot interface and get screenshot as method, we can do that action. We can take that screenshot. So this is the interface take screenshot and we are typecasting take screenshot driver and we're defining a source. Uh, file source equal to s dot get screenshot as method we are using here, and the output type is file, and we are copying that file into this particular location. So this is the syntax: file utils dot copy file, and it will move into that source with the file name, and the and that file location should be given here. After that, we'll quit from that browser. It will take the screenshot if we use this syntax. So these are the popular questions in the part 2. And we will continue this in part 3 as well. Thank you. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe. Bye.